Yo, what's up, dudes? It's me, Ventus. This video does not have an intro because literally this type of video does not deserve an intro. All right. What I'm going to talk about in this video and show you in this video is just the links some crazy obsessed stalkers go to get my attention. And even as I'm saying that, that just sounds crazy because it sounds like I'm being narcissistic. It sounds like I'm being just conceited. And I'm really not. This is literally the facts. This is literally what happens to me on a day-to-day basis. And it didn't start happening this rapidly until recently, I guess. So basically what's going on is shortly after I had that fight with Cuds where he 19 to 1 me. I'm not, ashamed to admit it. He beat me. Whatever. It's an arena scrim. After he beat me, people came out of the woodwork because they wanted their chance. Verdict was one of those such people, and Verdict, well, you guys saw the Verdict video on what he did in a lair battle. But basically, these people are trying to find me so they can, talk shit and just be offensive. Like that's their main goal. And to me, it's just crazy to think that there are people out there who want to react to me that way. Back when I first started this whole YouTube thing, I used to look at the top YouTubers. I looked at Orbit, I looked at American Hero, and I looked at how they were treated by people, and I said to myself, man, I can't wait till I get popular enough to gain that sort of attention, both positive and negative. I couldn't wait for it because I was like, damn, if I get there, then that means I'm doing something right because these guys are so popular. They're doing it right. I want to do it right too. And that day has finally come. Not literally today, it's been going on for a while, but I'm just saying, metaphorically speaking, that day has finally come. I'm there, and I'm a very small channel. I don't even have 10,000 subs yet. I'm very small. And it's crazy to me to think that it's happened this soon, that I'm this person that these people think about. There are a group of little stalker kids, at least I hope they're kids. I really do hope they're kids because if they're grown men, then I'm just sad. It's sad if they're grown men, so I hope they're kids. I haven't talked to any of them. I think I was in a chat with Cuds one time in Verdict, and they didn't sound like little kids. They sounded like men. But basically what's going on in this clip that you're watching, this happened a few days ago, shortly after the fight that I had with Cuds when he 19-1 me, and I go to the open world Gotham in the morning before shutdown to farm. Now, prior to this video, like the day before this and days before this, I hadn't done that. What I'd been doing is I'd been queuing up my PvE for one specific tune and getting that tune out of the way. So after shutdown, I could focus on another tune, and then I could focus on another tune before I get bored of playing DC. So I hadn't been bit farming in the morning before this. This is actually like my first time coming back out here bit farming. And these dudes somehow know that I'm out here. Now, if you know me, you know that I do bit farm in the morning, but the fact of the matter is that I hadn't done it in a while before I actually did it this one time. And it's crazy. Now, if you've been paying attention to the box, the chat, my versus chat is in red, and no one has said anything to me in versus chat. I hadn't communicated to anyone in versus chat, so literally nobody has any reason to believe that I am here, especially based on, the past couple of days. Now I'm gonna speed it up so you guys actually, keep your eyes on the versus chat. I'm letting you know that I'm not talking to anybody in versus chat. I'm in my own private chat or whatever. I'm not talking to anybody, and time is gonna go by like literally 15 or 20 minutes, maybe even about 15 or 20 minutes of me just flying around collecting exhibits, not interacting with anybody, just going about my business, doing whatever I need to do to get my bits so my tunes can be strong for you guys, so I can, mod up and make quality videos of my characters doing the best damage or the worst damage depending on, what I'm in. So, okay, now it's about to happen right here. Look at the versus chat. I stopped maybe to go get a drink or something maybe, but keep your eyes locked on versus chat. And here it comes. So Ventus, there are no there are no villains around me. No one should know that I am in Gotham. And this is crazy to me to think that this dude, just on a whim, just on a freaking whim, decided to come to open world Gotham and say, quote unquote, so Ventus. And I'm just blowed by that. Like, is the thirst for Ventus that real? You want me so bad, you want my attention so bad that you come to Gotham in the open world and talk to me without knowing that I'm there, in the hopes that I am there, in the hopes that I will respond. Well, this dude Memorize, he got lucky this morning because this was the first time that I had been back in Gotham farming bits in the morning for a very long time, for like maybe 4 or 5 days. So I responded to him. And you can read the Versus chat all you want if you can read it. I'm not sure if your phones will pick it up, or if you're on a computer you might be able to read it. I'll try to put this video in the best quality possible so you can read it. But basically, the gist of what's going on here is the dude Memorize wants to do an open world duel with me. And I'm okay with that. Now, I said in a previous video, I talked about this interaction. Alright? He said my name, and I didn't see him say my name. When he said so Ventus, I was gone. I didn't see that, I don't think. Alright? So I didn't know that he was like talking to me. So then I'm like, the fuck you talking to? Because he's asking for a duel, and there wasn't anybody responding to him in Versus chat that I saw. You know, maybe I missed some lines or something like that, but I didn't think anybody was communicating with him. So I'm thinking, the fuck is he talking to? And I'm like, I feel kind of protective of Gotham from a video game character storyline sort of way. From that standpoint, you know, I feel like Gotham is my city, and if any villains, you know, come at it, I have to do something about it, you know. But that's just a storyline. I don't seriously have some like weird nerd like OCD about no villains can be in Gotham, I have to kill them. No, this is just the storyline of my character Ventus. This is why I bit farm in not Metropolis, but Gotham rather than in Chinatown, because I feel like bit farming in Chinatown is a lot easier than Gotham. Alright, but same time, nobody comes to Gotham PvP anymore. It's dead. Alright, so the dude is basically trying to antagonize me and call me out so that I would give him an open world PvP duel. Now, ordinarily, I don't have a problem with giving a person a duel unless there are, you know, a few things that are going on. One, I just don't feel like dueling. Two, I'm in the middle of doing something. And three, if that person is being rude. Okay? Because I'm a grown man. I have the ability and the volition to treat people how they treat me. If a person treats me respectfully, I'll treat them respectfully back. If a person treats me like an ass, I'm going to treat them like an ass back. So at this point in time, I'm not doing anything, I'm bit farming, and he wants an open world duel. Well, hell, I haven't had an open world duel in PvP Gotham in a very long time. I was very inclined to duel him. And believe it or not, I was going to ask him if he had a friend that he could bring along so I could get the 2v1. That's just the way that I wanted to do it. But instead, these dudes had a different story. They had a different agenda. What they wanted to do was show how childish they could be and just talk a bunch of crap. Like, I mean, I don't get that. You want to duel with me, but yet you want to be a dick to me at the same time. I'm the type of person who is like this. If you treat me like wrong, you treat me like a dick, you disrespect me, I am not going to honor your request. It's just not going to happen. One time, I will try to reason with you and say, hey, look, you don't have to talk to me that way. I'm grown. This is a video game, I understand, but I'm still grown. You can treat me with respect, and I can do what you would like me to do, and we can get it down. In this case, you want to duel open world? Okay, I'll duel with you open world. But if you're going to be a dick to me, then fuck you, fuck your couch, and fuck where you came from. I'm not going to honor your request. It just doesn't work like that. I'm grown. I'm not one of these little ass kids out here that are gonna get mad and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna duel you. Oh, I'm gonna duel you and beat you and expose you, bum." I'm not one of those little kids. All right. So basically, fast forward a little bit. This is the same morning. All right. What happened was, and the clip is so long, like whatever what happened from the point that I'm trying to tell you about right now to now, it took longer than 15 minutes. And I said that to illustrate to you that I completely ignored these people and I went about my way doing bit farming. All right, so what happened was they agreed to duel, and I said, meet me at Wayne Tech Top. I went to the Wayne Tech Top, and I was going to hover above Wayne Tech Top to see if this person memorized was actually going to be A, alone, and B, in PvP gear, not PvE gear. So I go there and I hover up, and I didn't know that there was anybody else around. I think that maybe it was something like, hey, don't say anything in versus chat. Let's just surprise him and gank him because it'll be funny. It'll make him mad. And, that's like childish. That's like what little kids do. So that's why I told you in the beginning that I hope these are little kids and not grown-ups. They're not adults. Or at least, I don't know, anybody over the age of maybe 16 or 17 that behaves this way, they really need to evaluate their life, because that's just pathetic. It's sad and pathetic. I mean, I get it, this is a video game and they're villains, I'm heroes, but beyond that, this is a matter of treat people how you want to be treated. And if this is how you're going about it, I'm trying to do you a solid by giving you your duel so you can say, hey, I beat Ventus, or damn, I almost beat Ventus, or whatever the case may be. This is how you react. So I went there and I hovered above waiting for him to show up, and a villain showed up. It was Alleged, I think his name was, and he wasn't wearing PvE gear, I don't think, or at least I didn't get a chance to inspect him, because as soon as I saw him come up, he hit me with some sort of an attack or something like that, and he made me fall down. And then I'm like, damn, why are y'all trying to gank? And then that's when the whole conversation started in the versus chat. No one's trying to gank. And then another person just popped up out of nowhere, like ZX or somebody like that. They were like, why don't you guys scrim? And he said something about he needs to rely on his rage heals to carrying him in open world. He won't scrim, yada, yada, yada. Which was, kind of pointless and moot, because I did scrim the Cuds and Cuds beat me. Like, I scrimmed him like twice, pretty much. I don't care about winning or losing a scrim, because to me, scrims don't really prove anything now. All they prove is that a person with no gear and skill points can get carried. And I'm going to stick to my argument. And I hate to reiterate it, but I just got to reiterate it one more time. Gear and stats and skill points, all of that should matter and amount to something in a PvP arenas match. It doesn't matter how much skill a person has at a game or at this game and they're tuning their power. If my numbers are a lot higher than yours, i.e. I have 3 tiers of gear above you and 100 more skill points than you, I am doing, or should be doing, more damage than you. My health and defense and toughness and all that should be stronger to where you're hitting me, and your hits really don't affect me as much as my attacks affect you. Point in case is, you hit me, it's like a troll hitting a tank. I hit you, it's like a DPS hitting a low-level tune. That's what arenas should be, because my gear and my skill points are higher than yours. That's just the logic behind that. But long story short, they're in versus chat talking trash, telling me that I suck and that they're calling me out, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to fast forward to the part where I think memorize, and yeah, I know. It gets views, it generates DCUO drama, and it's going to get me paid. And what's sad is that even as I'm telling you that I'm just doing this for the views, some of these people like Verdict and Memorize, they're still going to be in the comments section of this video giving me views. They might have ad blocker or whatnot, but it's still getting the video views and it's putting it up in the algorithm, and this video is probably going to generate, I don't know, 1,000, maybe 2,000 views, something like that. And that's helping me out. That's money in my pocket, because some of those people that are going to see this, they're going to be like, oh, what's this video? What's everybody looking at this video for? I got to see this. And that's going to, help me. So that's why I don't feel too badly about making videos like this. I know Godman made that whole video, Ventus, you shouldn't make these types of videos, yada, yada, yada. Well, simply put, I'm trying to get my bread up when it comes to YouTube and DC Universe Online, because if it doesn't make dollars, it does not make sense. I wouldn't be playing this game as assiduously, as avidly, if it was not getting me paid. And right now DC Universe Online is getting me paid. So thank you, Memorize and Verdict, and all you other DCUO villains that are grown, that act like children, that promote me in this way. Like every time you make a video with my name in the title, all that does is promote me. And I'm not saying this to discourage you from making those types of videos with my name and title. I am saying this to encourage you to make more videos in the title. As a matter of fact, I probably shouldn't even add this, but there's one time where I saw that Lion Maker, and I don't really agree with what Lion Maker does or anything like that, if it's the truth, but he had people making videos with his name in the title. That was free advertising promotions for him, because everyone was like, what's all this stuff? Why is everyone all this hype over Lion Maker? And they go to Lion Maker's channel, and then they but it's probably not like that now because of everything that Keemstar exposed, but the general gist is the same. So I thank you for all that, putting my name in the title of your videos. That does nothing but help me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and skip to the part where Memorize made in his video. All right. Okay, so now if you listen closely, coming up in the next few seconds, you're going to hear attacks being thrown at me. I'm completely oblivious to the fact that there's going to be anybody behind me. My eyes weren't registering the mini map. I wasn't listening for anything. I think I had my headsets even off. I was just going around finding bits, waiting for the shutdown to happen. And as you can look on the mini map and see, there are a couple villains around me. Like at least one, maybe two villains around me. And then he got, the early attacks off. And then when I realized, oh shit, I'm being attacked, I wasn't really in the mindset to do a PvP open world battle, because PvP open world battles are a little bit differently from arena battles. So yeah, I had to pop a soda. I ran out of power, and I had to just reorientate myself to like, okay, I'm fighting 1v1. What am I fighting? What power is he? How do I need to go about doing this? Can I do this without Relentless Anger? Do I need to spam Relentless Anger? If I need to spam, that means I need to sort of control my power. And all those things go through my mind. And then I look on the mini-map and see half a dozen villains show up. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what? It's my stalker little kid fan club. They found me. I don't have time for this. If they wanted to do the 1v1, or maybe even the 2v1, and they weren't being like assholes about it, then okay, I would have done it. But because they're acting like this and they're behaving like this, I'm not going to give them the privilege of granting their request in any way, shape, or form. They lost that ability when they started talking disrespectful to me. All right, so listen, about what I said before about people putting their names on titles, listen, don't think that I am some dickhead, conceited person and that I have this narcissistic personality or whatnot. That's not the case. I'm simply illustrating to you a point about the links that people will go to, even though they know all of these facts, such as the way that I genuinely feel about them putting my name in their titles and trying to talk trash to me and trying to make me feel bad. All right. So what you're seeing here now happened like the other day, like yesterday, the day before yesterday. They were back at it again. They literally came to Open World Gotham and they found me. But this time they had like a coalition. and their coalition were armed with something called PvP debuff grenades. Now, I guess they saw some videos on YouTube and they responded to some videos and they talked to me and whatnot. I don't know, whatever the case may be, but these individuals, they were hell bent on trying to fight me in the open world. And I told them to, if you want to fight me, come to the Wayne Tech. I'll be here, you know? And I thought that we had an understanding that it was going to be legitimate, that there was no disrespect going on, because the second that I would have saw disrespect, I would have left. They weren't being disrespectful. They were being them, to be sure. Like, they weren't being nice, but they weren't being overly disrespectful. So, okay, I'll grant your request and we'll fight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit right here. I'm going to wait for you to show up. I'm not going to be on the ground so that you guys can come and gank me, because some of you guys might be super speed. One of you might be flight. It doesn't matter. But if they're super speed, they can't get up here and get me. If they're flight, then I might have, some problems or whatnot. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to inspect whoever shows up. And if this person is wearing PvE gear, then it's off, If it's only going to be one person, then okay, I'll do it. If that person is wearing PvE gear, I might fight him 1v1, might, because it's really difficult for PvE gear to not beat a PvP gear. You know what I mean? PvE destroys PvP. And this is the one I was telling you about, Memorize. He came equipped with a trinket that makes him stronger and a debuff grenade. True indeed, I have a trinket on my loadout on my character, but it's not a trinket to buff my strength. It's a trinket to break out, because I'm rage and I need that trinket to help me break out. But he has a debuff grenade, and that sort of, I don't know, like, I feel like it is open world, but if I were to use a debuff grenade or a buff cola or sidekick orbital, or even drink a soda, it's an issue, right? Like, even me drinking a soda when the buddy attacked me out of nowhere, it was an issue. Now look at this guy. This is the Cuds guy. He's got his low tier PvP gear on. He's got his, 160 trinket pouch or whatever, and he's also rocking debuff grenade or whatnot like that. So they obviously clicked up to come get me. And just think about that for a second. Take away the fact that this is a video game. Look at their behavior as human beings. It is literally 5 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, and this is what they want to do with their time. And this is a completely different day, This is what they want to do with their time. So I guess dude hit me with his chompers or whatnot. I wasn't trying to fight. What I was trying to do, I was trying to type to them and let them know that, look, this has to go back because you guys aren't really playing fair. But they wanted to fight anyway, so I said, I'm going to defend myself. At least I'm going to try to defend myself and see what happens. I knew that I was going to get beat because I'm being attacked from a bunch of different places. This illustrates perfectly my point. They didn't want to 1v1. What they wanted to do was, let's make Ventus mad and gank him. Let's jump him. All of us. Put on PvP debuff grenades. We'll stop him from using Rage Crash, and we're just going to beat him. And then at the same time, we're going to make videos about him and say this, that, and the third. Okay. Think about what these individuals are doing. And earlier when I said, I hope these are little kids. I really do. Because if they're grown, even 16, 17, 18, look at their behavior. That's ridiculous. I'm talking directly to them now because I know that they've watched every last second of this video. That's just the personality of these individuals. If you're not these individuals and you stayed to this video to the end, I thank you for that, but I really don't expect many people to watch this video to the end because this is a longer video and it's really an irrelevant video, but one that I felt like I should just go ahead and make anyway. Not to say that I'm complaining about anything. What I'm doing, what I'm illustrating to you in this video is the mentality of certain individuals, and I call them my DCUO little kid paparazzi. They starve for my attention, and when they get it, they get some sort of orgasmic feeling, and they want more. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you are not one of them and you are still watching this video, think to yourself for just a minute, who the fuck does that? What type of person does that? I'm not going to be that guy to anybody. There's a popular YouTuber and I want his attention. I'll say hi to him. I'll comment on his few of his videos and I'll ask him to play. If he doesn't want to play with me, if he doesn't respond to me, then guess what? I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to try to talk to him anymore. In the beginning, when I met Orbit, or before I met Orbit, I tried talking to him. Orbit ignored me for the most part in the beginning. He didn't talk to me. This is back when I had 200 something subs, 300 subs. He acted like I didn't even exist. Balkan responded to me, but then me and Balkan got into our thing, and I stopped talking to Balkan. I pretty much put Balkan out of my mind. I didn't antagonize Balkan. I didn't antagonize Orbit because he wouldn't say anything to me. I didn't go like dick riding for attention or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's just the type of person I am, and I hope that everybody is that type of person. I hope that that's like how normal humans behave. You see what I'm saying? It's and I call them paparazzi. It's because paparazzi literally follow around big name stars to get pictures and try to get stories, and they obsess over these people. And right now, it looks like to me that Cuds, the fake Cuds maybe, because I got a message from somebody saying that Cuds is not the real Cuds, that he's like somebody else or something like that. I don't know who he said he was, but that guy Cuds, the one that's featured in this video, the Verdict, the Memorized, all these people are literally obsessed with me, and at the same time, it's both creepy. Well, it's not both because there are more than two. It's creepy, sickening, sad, pathetic, and also very flattering. Because like I said in the beginning, I'm nobody. I'm not even that good at the game. I'm good at what I do most of the time, but I'm not a pro. I'm not perfect. I'm not in select few. I don't have 280 something skill points. I'm an average player. And to think that these people behave this way towards me, that's amazing.